Beats Planet.
So I tried not to get pissed off, right? You know, I try to keep my emotion out of things, you know. Like if it's rational Voch and then there's emotional Voch. I try to pull emotional Voch out of everything and at least try to see multiple sides of every story. You know, I just kind of want to get a good idea at least, you know. So like even when I'm doing this show and I open my phone lines up and I'll be like, you know, you have an opinion that doesn't really make sense in my mind. I'm not saying you're wrong. I would like to know your line of thinking. And that can be looked at as a call out. It can be looked at, you know, as sort of a challenge of some sort, you know what I mean? But I just really want information because if there's no validation, then you can say whatever you want to say and people take it as law. First and foremost, I try not to cuss too much. I might slip once or twice here, so let me just get my apologies out the way there. Now, with that being said, let me say this. Oh, Slim Hardaway, look at him. He say PFF is good for old linemen. But they sure had Colton Miller as their top guy once upon a time. Listen, if Voch was a piece of shit, like I could easily manipulate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can talk fast and I can throw stuff out and say a bunch of facts that you probably didn't know, and you can listen to what I say. If I say it with confidence, you'll probably believe it. And I know it's true because I've seen people do it. If I was a piece of shit, I could fool a lot of people. But I don't. I try to build this platform with as much integrity, transparency, you know, whatever word for I did my homework and shit. I try to build that channel around that. To where if I say, yo, DeMarcus Lawrence is a fantastic pass rusher. Why you say that, Voch? Well, I can pull up a video for you and I can show you. Well, you see how DeMarcus will boom, boom, jab, stab, give himself room, control, wrist, stop, boom, over the top, rip, sack. You know what I mean? I can show you that. And with that, you can go, yo, Voch, you did show me some details I didn't see before. That makes sense. I respect your qualified opinion now. But if I was just spewing hot air, if I was just saying La'el Collins was trash for just no reason at all, if I was just out saying La'el Collins is trash, if I say it enough, you'll believe it. Beanie Siegel says that if you tell a lie long enough, it becomes the truth. I'm not saying that these people is lying. I'm not saying these people is lying. I just got to see paperwork. You know what I'm saying? If I see a goofy ass stat that says something like, oh, when Tom Brady played the Colts in 2018, every third down throw over 15 yards, he was like 4 for 15. It makes a little sense to me. You can do that research if you like. Sure. My big issue with all of this is when it comes down to these raw opinions with nothing behind it. And we're expected to take that as law. Amari Cooper is the 30th ranked wide receiver according to PFF. The one way to lose all respect from Voch in a conversation with Voch is to start your conversation off with, according to PFF. PFF said, well, if you look at the Pro Football, there's no quicker way to get me off board than whatever it is that you saying than to say, according to PFF. And the one thing, and this is my one gripe with it, this is my one biggest gripe, is not that they have an opinion that I disagree with, but it's this facade behind a backing to where people will take this facade and they will craft their own arguments with it. What's one thing I always say? Y'all watch my videos, my film sessions and all that. One thing I always say is do your research on your own. You know what I'm saying? Watch it first and then kind of come to me and see what I'm saying. Or watch me and then go watch it for yourself. You come to my channel for affirmation or confirmation. That's all I want. I don't want to do all the work for you. And then you come and you argue with somebody else with the same venom in your voice that I'm speaking with now, and you go say, oh, well, shit, according to Voch Lombardi, goddamn, that's irresponsible. And if I was a piece of shit, I could do that. If I was a piece of shit, but I'm not built that way. I don't want that from y'all. I don't want that from y'all. So I'm sitting back in the cut cool and playing Red Dead Online. Pretty fantastic, by the way. PlayStation Network, PSN, Voch Lombardi. Go find it. It's easy to find. My hotline bling. Bzz. I took a look at my phone. Somebody hit me up on the Twitter machine, which is Voch Lombardi. And I'm very active on Twitter. If you ask me a question on Twitter, I'm not going to Hollywood you. I'm going to answer your question on the Twitter machine, right? And the cat says something to the extent of, Voch, have you seen PFF's latest comment about such and such and such? And I could have been petty, and I could have, fam, I don't watch PFF, dog. I'm not subscribed. I don't follow. I could have said that, but I was like, no, like, what's going on with it, right? What's the deal? Like, what's happening, right? And just kind of sent me a link or whatnot, and it was two links, rather. It was two links, and they were both kind of talking about, one was talking about Dak, and the other was talking about Cowboy wins or whatever. And I don't care, who you think is going to win or lose a game. No, I don't care about that. But I got into this Dak Prescott video and the whole $30 million conversation, right? And I had a couple gripes with some of the things that they were saying. First of all, one cat is wearing the softest T-shirt I ever seen, and another cat wearing a damn sweater that says mathematics. So I'm putting y'all over there. I'm putting y'all over there in terms of all that. You and your mathematics sweater. Holla at you, bud. That's what happens when you let the wrong people sit at the cool table. Anyway, I'm listening to the young man kind of give his idea. He older than me. I'm listening to this fella kind of give his thoughts about Dak and his $30 million number. First and foremost, I don't care what your opinion is about Dak's number and what it should be. I don't really watch pockets like that. But if you're going to have an opinion, I kind of want your reasoning to make a little bit of sense to me. That's all I ask. So the cat on the right, right? The cat on the right, and I got visuals in a second. Just hang tight. The cat on the right was saying something to the effect of, like, the cat on the left was giving his thoughts and explanations or whatnot, and the cat on the right was like, "Is Dak Prescott better than Matt Ryan?" Voch even stopped and went, "What?" And he was like, is Dak Prescott better than Matt Ryan? And you know, my man's on the left was like, no, they both agree that Dak ain't better than Matt Ryan. And somewhere in my mind, I can fine, cool. Dak ain't better than Matt Ryan. Dak, you know, won more games than Matt Ryan. Dak went to the playoffs last year. Matt Ryan didn't. I'm not getting into all that. But he says they both agree that Dak is not as good as Matt Ryan. Fine, that's whatever. That's y'all thing. But then my man's kind of hit him with the, you can't pay any quarterback not better than Matt Ryan more than $30 million. That shit made me stop and do this. That shit kind of made me stop and sip my water a little bit. What you mean? What you mean? In this league where the next quarterback that gets paid typically gets more money than the last quarterback that got paid. That's just how this works. And I didn't know Matt Ryan was the gatekeeper. I didn't know he was the median. Because if it was everybody that ain't as good as Matt Ryan, then that's about 23. That's about 23 or so quarterbacks that shouldn't get paid, regardless of your opinion of Matt Ryan. And I'm listening to what he's saying, right? Because, you know, in my mind, I'm ready to pull out the sumbitch, to pull out the Dak, you know, the Dak win situation. That whole gag. You know, the Dak is only a third-year quarterback and he's still developing and he's growing, but to have all that and still win, and I'm getting ready to pull that out the tank, right? And my man's on the right is saying, oh, come on, wins don't matter. If anybody's gonna bring up quarterback wins in this discussion, then yeah, I can't even have this conversation with you. If quarterback wins matter to you? Excuse me? At this point, I took my glasses off. I did it then, but I'm not going to do it now. I took my glasses off, and I'm trying to figure out in what football conversation where we're ranking quarterbacks in the National Football League in general, right? Where we're ranking quarterbacks, does wins not matter? Tom Brady does not have the best arm in the league. He doesn't make the best throws in the league. He doesn't have the best stats from last year. But he won the Super Bowl, fam. He wins. That's why Tom is considered the GOAT, because he wins. Matt Stafford got more arm talent than Tom Brady. Kirk Cousins has outstatted Tom Brady. Cam Newton run faster than Tom Brady, but all that doesn't matter because it's wins at the end of the day. We crucify quarterbacks if they don't win. We praise others because they win. That's what I'm not understanding here. The National Football League, this how the National Football League works, right? If you win one Super Bowl, you can basically get whatever you want. You can win one Super Bowl and be trashed the rest of your life. If you win that one, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Aaron Rodgers only got one. Drew Brees only got one. Russell Wilson only got one. But they elite, though, because they got that one because of those wins. If Russell Wilson and them and Aaron Rodgers and Drew, if they didn't win a Super Bowl, you know where we'll be ranking those guys at? We'll be ranking those guys along Phillip Rivers and Tony Romo and shit. That's where we'll be ranking those guys. So this whole idea of according to our metrics, fuck your metrics. Prove something to me. If Voch want to prove something to you, like I get pissed off like I am now. If Voch going to prove something to you, I throw film up and I prove it. They have this invisible barrier where they can just say, oh, this is what I feel. Therefore, that's what it is. Because that's our grading system. But your grading system ain't law, fam. I ain't necessarily mad at the PFF cats. I'm lying. I'm mad at them. But the people that put so much into their opinion, I care about what PFF got to say as much as I care about what Ja Rule got to say. And this Dak thing wasn't even the thing that made me mad. I'm going to show y'all the thing that made me mad. It wasn't. Look, the Dak thing, I was confused at this point, but this wasn't even the thing that made me mad. Give me 30 seconds. Let me put this up. Hold up. Let me go get Lil Voch off. Let's talk about what kind of pissed me off for a second, right? And I'm going to get to everything in a second. I'm going to get to all the comments in a second. I'm going to get to everything in a second. All the super chats, please hang tight with me. Let me just get this out the way. And I'll take calls if y'all want to. The phone line's set up, right? So by default, right, just something I wanted to do was, two things I wanted to do. I wanted to see where they had Young Rain Dakota ranked. Then I wanted to see where they got Matt Ryan at. If Matt Ryan is the gatekeeper for should or should not get paid, right? Let me make sure we on the screen. We good to go. So I'm scrolling. Drew Brees and Pat and Luck and you got Phillip Rivers before Tom Brady. I'm not gonna say nothing, you know. There's Aaron Rodgers and Russell and Jared Goff huh? Okay, never mind. Jared Goff is their 8th ranked quarterback. 8. Like, that's top 10. Like, Jared Goff is a top 10 quarterback to them. I can show you some films showing that Jared Goff is pretty much a system quarterback, in my opinion. And people can disagree with that, but, you know, Jared Goff had, 120 passing yards versus the Cowboys? He went on against the Eagles and had, 180 or so passing yards against the Eagles? Or something like that. And then he played the Patriots, and they only scored 7 points in that game. Somebody give me the stat on how many yards he had versus the Patriots and all that. And I ain't care to go back into I ain't want to see what he did against the 49ers before the season was over and all the Cardinals before. I ain't care what Goff was doing then. But I go, that's some kind of numbers people give Dak Prescott bad vibes for. Jared Goff, you've been winning games this year, so maybe, hey, I can't be mad at you, but Baker Mayfield, who's won 6 games, but hey, he's gonna develop into a pretty damn good quarterback next year. But Matt Ryan is number 10, right? So now I want to look at everybody that's after Matt Ryan to see who doesn't deserve to get paid according to PFF. So let's just kind of see what's going on here. Deshaun Watson doesn't deserve to get paid according to PFF. Their number 12th quarterback is Andy. Nothing? Okay. 12 is kind of high for that guy. Carson Wentz, I don't think Carson Wentz ever beat Dak Prescott in a fair fight. Can y'all double check on that? I know it was the one time when we was in the playoffs and Sanchez and shit was playing, so Carson beat Sanchez or whatever. And I could be wrong here, but somebody check that for him. I don't think Carson's ever beat Dak in a fair fight. And if he did, it only happened once. He ain't got a whole winning record against Dak. Shouts out to the PayPal from Jared Davis. Salute to you, sir. Gerald Davis, pardon me. Salute to you, sir. So cool. We ain't seen Dak Prescott yet, but Kirk Cousins up here. I know Kirk Cousins ain't never beat Dak Prescott. Carson Wentz, Andy Dalton. These 3 names in this bunch right here just... But this day ranking, I'm going to chill. Let's just keep. Ben Roethlisberger, number 15. Matthew Stafford, number 6. Marcus Mariota. All these cats better than Young Rain Dakota. And I could pull the easy stat, fam. I could easily pull the stat and say Dak got more wins than all these guys. And somebody's going to say, oh, well, what about the talent around Dak or something like that? Well, what about the talent around the rest of these guys? Everybody's... You ain't finna tell me Pittsburgh ain't have talent, or Kirk ain't got talent, or Carson ain't got talent, or that Andy ain't got talent. Andy's had a number one receiver his whole career. Deshaun got talent. So don't hit me with the talent around these guys. Baker, Matt, they all got talent. I don't want to hear about guys around Dak Prescott. And this wasn't even the thing that pissed me off. I promise you, this Dak Prescott thing was not the thing that pissed me off. We'll get into it in a second. But they got Dak at number 18. The arrival of Amari Cooper helped Dak Prescott a lot, but I still didn't I still didn't elevate his play enough to drive him up significantly enough to grade. He recorded 10 big-time throws without Cooper. And another 10 with him. I guess that's their metric. That's their counting number. Big time throws there. So cool. Cam Newton at 21. All right, fine. Then we just get to the rest of the list there that I don't even feel. They got Eli Manning better than. Oh my goodness. Anyway, this wasn't even the thing that made me mad. After looking at this list, right? Let me come on here and see what y'all comments talking about. This wasn't even the thing that made me mad. Like, I looked at the list. And I kind of went back to the Twitter machine. And I hit old boy up, and I was like, "Yo, fam, I just don't agree, fam. I'm just not with it." So, but hey, that's PFF opinion. I can't get mad at their opinion. I'm moving on. And then I started to do a little more research, and I kind of got mad with PFF's opinion. So I found this corresponding video. And it was talking about PFF's top 25 players under 25 years old. They redid it again for this season. I say, okay. I'm already in this rabbit hole of anger. Let me just see what's going on here, right? So this is the just missed list. These are the guys that just missed the top 25 list, or the guys that aren't on their list, right? I'm looking at guys like Sam Darnold and Ezekiel. And I promise y'all, I wasn't angry at this point. But the first thing I thought of, and my eyes was closed just like this, the first thing that I thought of was, boy, if Zeke ain't on this list, it better be some mother bleepers on this list. It better be some goddammits on this list. Ooh, it better be some legends on this list. If Zeke didn't make the list, let me look at the company that young Ezekiel is in on this list. Chris Godwin's there. Deshaun Hand is there. Carl Lawson is there. TJ Watt is there. Oh, Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb ain't make the list. Miles Jack ain't make the list. Des McCain, Keanu Neal, they did not make the list. What I want to do now, and everybody on the phone, please hang tight. I'm gonna get to you. What I did now was I needed some reasoning here. So I look and go see what they was talking about. I just wanted to see what their reasoning was. There's no doubt that Ezekiel Elliott is one of the top players at his position. Let's stop right there. Let's just stop right there. You know, this ain't even a top 25. I think Zeke deserves to be on the top 25 list, but this is the 25 under 25. And the first line out your mouth is that there is no doubt, no confusion here, that Zeke is one of the top players at his position. I think he's the best. That's my opinion at this position. But it's hard to overlook the fact that his production, in large part, thanks to the offense that Dallas has built around him. Let me stop. Let me stop again, man. The talent that we put around Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke has probably had the 2016 season offensive line was fantastic. I'll give you that. 2018 season, in which he was still rushing leader, by the way. 2018 season, he was running behind Joe Looney and Connor Williams, who wasn't ready yet, and Adam Redmond has some snaps, and Xavier Suafilo has some snaps, and I'm pushing Leo Collins off a bridge, and Cooper wasn't always there. We would look at Alan Hearns and Michael Gallup and Tavon Austin as our top receiver threats, and you just ranked Dak Prescott as the 19th guy. So where's the talent that we talking about here? I want y'all to keep all these words, because we're going to go to the next tab. I'm going to bust their ass on this one. I want you to keep all this information about this talent that's around Ezekiel Elliott. Just keep all that there, because Zeke has been the rushing leader 2016 and 2018, 16 and 18. All right. And he seems to have fantastic games without all this talent. I'm air quoting this shit, all this talent around him. Even if you look at the 2017 season where Zeke missed games, he was still top 10. Still top 10. I want to keep reading because I just want some idea of what's going on here. Over the last 3 years, Elliott ranks first in rushing attempts. I guess that's what you do if you were run first team, though. But rushing attempts, rushing yards, and rushing yards after contact, and first down conversions, he's first in all these numbers. Okay, cool. However, his 3-year rushing grade is 80.2. And that ranks him amongst 36 running backs with at least 300 attempts in that span, while his 0.119 missed tackles per attempt ranks him as 27th among the same group. This is where you're thinking too much, fam. You thinking a little too much. First of all, this is my first problem, right? What it say? His 3-year rushing grade. So we're talking about running backs in the last 3 years. There's no way you can look at running backs in the last 3 years and say Zeke ain't in the top 1 or 2 of those guys. But I'm gonna leave you alone. Let's see. He has a rushing grade of 80.2. This is my big thing about validation and like credit, and like credibility. Where y'all get that number from? What's y'all grading system? How do y'all grade this? What is that? Where do y'all get 80.2 from? Out of 100, where does 80.2 come from? How'd you come up with that? Where'd that come from? I see that ranks him 9th amongst 36 backs with at least 300 carries. Blah, 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 blah. And this the other thing that pissed me off, right? While his 0.119 missed tackles forced per attempt. Where you get that number from? First and foremost, let me just kind of help you out, because if you watching film, Zeke don't try to miss tackles. Like, Zeke don't try to make people miss. Zeke's running through people. So, of course, Zeke doesn't have big missed tackle numbers because he doesn't play shifty back. Zeke plays run smooth over you back. That's where a lot of this contradiction comes from, because if that's the case, Josh Jacobs shouldn't be your number 1 rated rookie running back, because Josh Jacobs run through people. He don't make people miss. He runs through people. Let alone young Ezekiel Elliott being able to run through people in the big play threat. You just gave me 4 categories where Zeke's number 1. Just to push that out the way and say, well, Zeke don't make enough people miss for me because he running through motherfuckers. I wasn't mad, though. I was mad. Boy, I was pretty angry. But I was like, you know what? It must be some gangsters on the other side of this, because all I want is consistency. At the end of the day, if you give me consistency and you can make this point for me, fine. So there was this corresponding article about PFF's top 25 NFL players under 20. So look, these are the guys that did make the list. Zeke did not make it, but these are the guys that did make the top 25 list. Let's just see who's on here. I just want to see. Let me take a sip of this happy juice before I get pissed off again. I'm not Vostradamus. I'm not Cleo Lombardi, but I foresee in the near future I'm going to be screaming at somebody. Mark Chichester, by the way. Mark Chichester. Smack the shit out of him. Let's see what's going on. Pat Mahomes. If you want to put Pat Mahomes in the top 25 players that's under 25 years, I can't hate on you. I can't hate on that. Put Pat Mahomes right there. Put him there. Let's see what else, though. Baker Mayfield. If you want to put Baker Mayfield, he ain't done nothing yet, but if you want to put Baker Mayfield there, I ain't mad at you. Put Baker Mayfield in his 6 wins right there. Put him there. Put him there. I ain't even saying Dak Prescott belongs on this list. I ain't even saying that. Dak got 2 playoff appearances, playoff wins, second most winning quarterback amongst all these guys. You ain't even got to put Dak on this list. Fine. Let's keep moving. Deshaun Watson? Cool. Whatever you say, fam. Whatever you say. This is where I started to get pissed off. Jared Goff. Huh? What'd you say? You ain't say nothing? Oh, okay, my bad. Jared Goff, after a disappointing rookie year. Zeke ain't never have a disappointing rookie year. After a disappointing rookie year with Jeff Fisher at the helm, the former number 1 overall pick has blossomed in the subsequent years with Sean McVay, his talent. Sean McVay, talent. Cooper Kupp, talent. Todd Gurley, talent. What's my man name? Robert Woods, talent. Offensive line, talent. He seems to be surrounded by it too, but I'm going to chill and I'm going to continue to make sense of all this. His 2018 season was his best year to date because the rest were trash. He ended the regular season with an 85.5 overall grade. Where you getting this from? He finished 8th in the NFL in clean pocket, big time throw percentages. Well, if it came down to clean pockets, I mean, shit, I just, whatever. Alvin Kamara. Now, listen, if you want to put Alvin Kamara on this list, I can't hate on you. 2 things I want to say. Alvin Kamara only been lead back in this system, 4 games? When they caught Ingram with the PEDs or whatnot, and you want to knock Zeke for talent, Alvin got a Hall of Fame at quarterback. Michael Thomas, fantastic offensive line. Mark Ingram to give him a break. What are we talking about here? How come Zeke can't have talent, but everybody else have talent around him? I don't understand. Kareem Hunt. What'd you say? Kareem Hunt? And I like Kareem Hunt. He's not better than Zeke at all. And where's this whole talent around you discussion come from? Where'd that go? Just that fast. Where'd it go? Now, look, if you want to say Saquon Barkley, I get it. He playing with Eli that's trash, da-da-da, boom, boom. You want to say, fine, Saquon, cool. I'm with you on Saquon. Kareem coming off of, Pat, Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid at that? What? Huh? But Zeke got too much talent around him? Gallup and Hearns is too much? Man, bruh. Not to mention the Dez gets hurt, T. Will, Bryce Butler thing happens, and Zeke still a rush for 130 or some yards and 70 receiving yards. Bruh. Jiu-Jitsu Smith. He wasn't surrounded by Ben and Antonio and Le'Veon. He wasn't surrounded. Was he? Did he play with Le'Veon? He didn't play with Le'Veon, but Connor was cool too. But if you want Jiu-Jitsu Smith, fine. Jiu-Jitsu Smith. Put him on your list. I like him too. I'm a fan. Oh, let's read O.J. Howard. Let's see why they got O.J. Howard. Howard bounced back from an underwhelming rookie campaign. Zeke ain't never have one of them. From an underwhelming rookie campaign and showed us exactly what he's capable of in year 2. He ended the 2018 season as our 3rd highest graded tight end. Oh, shit. Oh. Boy, I tell you what, man. I play fantasy football. It ain't but 3 good tight ends, goddammit. We go back to talent. I mean, you had Godwin on your other list, and Mike Evans, and Deshaun Jackson, and I mean, you want to say something about James but shit, Fitzpatrick was putting up big numbers. I don't see where we go. I'm chill though. Quinn Nelson, I'm not mad at it. Kenny Clark, whatever. Yannick Ngakoue, what? I ain't mad at Yannick Ngakoue, but don't act like Miles Jack ain't there, and Jalen Ramsey ain't there, and Calais Campbell ain't there, and Malik Jackson wasn't there, and what's my man that they drafted from Florida? Taven Bryan wasn't there. Don't act like you ain't got guys there with you. But Zeke is please, man. Daniil Hunter. The Vikings defense is fantastic. The Chargers defense is fantastic. Myles Garrett deserves to be there. Van Der Esch is there. Shouts out to you, but he ain't even the best linebacker on our team. Shit, Jalen Smith, 23. Darius Leonard probably deserves to be there. Deion, put him there. Jalen Ramsey. Shit, we just talked about another player on his team on this list. But Zeke can't be surrounded by talent? Listen, bro. I'm not going to tell y'all what y'all can and cannot do. Chargers got two guys on this list. The Chargers got two players on this list, but Zeke can't be surrounded by talent. Listen, man, I'm not telling y'all what y'all can and cannot do. Y'all grown. You grown-ass people. But when I look at PFF and I be like, man, I don't care what these people tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't put so much faith in that. Take it with a grain of salt like I do. When you don't walk up on nobody and be like, well, according to PFF, Zeke was graded 80.2. He was graded 80.2, and he was ranked 9th amongst running backs. And that he had a 0.119 missed tackle percentage. Get your goofy ass out here. Let me put a little Voch on the screen. And let's get this trash off my damn thing. And let's get into the phones, man. Like I know I was a bit long-winded there, but I was legitimately angry, and I just kind of wanted to share that with y'all. Let's get into this. Oh boy, we got two good calls. 100 grand, hang tight, man, because I know you gonna hit them with one. Hang tight. Space Cowboy, what's up, man?
Man, what's going on, man? I see you exposing a pro fake football.
I'm not mad, but I like that. I like what you did there. I see what you did. Talk to me, man. What you got for my show, man?
No, listen, man, I am 100% on the side of you, man. Listen, you know me. I'm a stats guy, right? Now, obviously, just because I say I'm a stats guy doesn't mean I'm going to throw a stat at you and then expect you. No, listen, I'm still going to college, man. In my degree, I have to do my own studies and stuff using statistics. And the thing is, and this goes for Pro Football Focus, they don't get away from this either. If you're going to do a statistic, you got to show your methodology for how you're getting those numbers, right? You're talking about, listen, when you're giving me these numbers, I'm like, what the hell? Like, where are they, where are they getting these numbers? And
that boy say Zeke has a 0.119 missed tackle percentage per run.
I don't know what the hell that means, but okay. No, but like for real though, like if you're going to give me a number, like if I'm going to read, this is why I never ever go off of Pro Football Focus, because if you give me, well, this is their player grade. Well, how the hell do you measure their player grade? Like if I were to hand in an assignment and I said, oh, I rank this on my study as a 80.2, the teacher's going to look at me and be like, what the hell are you doing? Listen, I understand that they might have their own methodology for how they get their numbers, but the least you can do is explain it. Because like I'm listening to how you're I'm even watching. I'm like, this stuff doesn't make any sense. Like, how can you say, like, oh, well, Zeke is by far the most talented player under 25, but he just doesn't have a lot of talent. How do I never go to another player and say, well, he might have an underwhelming season, but he's got talent. Right? Look, what the hell does that even mean? That doesn't make any sense in my mind.
Space.
It's like, I can understand if you say, well, well, it doesn't make sense to me, honestly. I think Zeke is the best running back in football, but that's my opinion. I don't know what they think.
Bro, go
ahead, sorry.
Like, I dead ass watched the video talking about the two guys debating Dak Prescott or whatever. And the guy on the right, he looked the camera in the eye and he said, wins don't matter. He said I don't want to hear nothing about no wins. And I say, what?
Listen. I've listened to people I have my opinions on Dak Prescott. I'm not going to go on a long. So listen, he's a winner. He puts up decent stats, and listen, you got to put up decent stats to win games. Like they go hand in hand, more or less. Okay, like I've listened to people say, like, well, we can't count his rushing stats because they don't count. What the hell? Oh my God! Like it's like, okay, Bill Parcells, arguably one of the best coaches in football history. If you listen to his quarterback commandments, one of them, get your team in the red zone. Who cares how you do it? Get your team in the red zone. Sure, Dak doesn't throw 50 touchdowns a season, but that doesn't mean that he's not a good leader. That doesn't mean he's not a good quarterback. It just means he has his own way of winning. And hey, listen, at the end of the day, I think we don't care how it's done. As long as we win the game, no one cares. But I don't understand what's with these people, man. Listen, I understand that Dak Prescott doesn't win the sexiest player the way you want to win. Not saying you, Voch, but other people.
Sure.
But just because he doesn't win the way you want him to win doesn't mean that you had to hate him. And listen, everyone has their critical analysis on Dak. Like, oh, he needs to work on his footwork, his action. I get it. Listen, not every quarterback is perfect. Tom Brady's not perfect either. But if you're going to sit here and you're going to say that Dak Prescott's wins do not matter, what the hell are you talking about? So what are we going to do? And I hate to keep going on and on, but it bugs me because it's like, listen, it bugs me to my core when I bring up, well, Dak Prescott, he's won all these games. It's not like he's a scrub. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then they'll be like, oh, you can't count that. Or, well, if you look at his statistics, he's been one of the most consistent young quarterbacks in the NFL. Oh, you can't bring that up because those stats don't. But what?
I just think people argue based on what's convenient for them, and
I 100% agree.
You can just conveniently say that Dak Prescott isn't a great quarterback, and to be fair, I can say the same thing. I don't think Dak is. Dak ain't great yet, but that son bitch win football games. Yeah. That son bitch win football games, man. And as a quarterback, that's the only stat that really matters. Like Nick Foles got paid because he won a Super Bowl, my guy. You know what I'm saying? And he would have went to another one if Alshon Jeffrey catch the football. You know what I mean? Like you can play arm talent game all you want. You can play, you can be like, oh, he can't make this throw, that throw game if you want. Dog, Matt Stafford makes all the throws, and Detroit ain't figured that problem out yet. They haven't figured that problem out yet. Absolutely. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you, fam. But go ahead and wrap it up. I got like 3 more callers though. But go ahead.
I'm gonna head out after this, man. Listen, if you can take anything away with what I'm saying, listen, you can have your own viewpoints. You can argue however. Listen, just do it logically. I know that sounds very, very shallow to say, but what I mean by that, if you're gonna say I don't think Dak Prescott is a great quarterback or he's not the right quarterback for this team, then you got to come up with a good argument. You got to be like, well, the statistics. Don't give me a Pro Football Focus rating. You can't just give me a stat and then expect me to read that at face value. No, you got to provide your reasoning for why you want Dak Prescott, or why you think Dak Prescott is who you think he is. And that can go for either side, man. I just don't appreciate how some of these big corporations and Pro Football Focus just is disingenuous sometimes because they don't make sense, man. Sure. So, yeah, man, that's been my time, man. Thank you so much for having me on, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Check out his YouTube channel, Space Cowboy 17. Appreciate you, man.
Not a problem.
So, peep this out, y'all. This what I want y'all. Because, look, I don't want y'all to go to their channel and get them a whole bunch of views and shit. But peep this out, man. Just listen to this tomfoolery. And where is this cool at? Just listen to this.
Giving you the arguments. Dak Prescott's number 2, I believe. Right, but if the argument is wins, go away. If the argument is wins, I mean, over time it's going to even off, but in a 3-year sample, of course not. So Dak, he wins, right? There's the running component that he brings to the table. I do think that is valuable, right? You can use him in the red zone. There's something to that. I think Dak he's at best the 15th best quarterback in the NFL. He's in that 15 to 22 range. I'm just saying there's a level of people that you can't talk to, right? Yeah, I know. So if the argument coming back at you is QB wins, we can't have a conversation.
You one of them goofy ass people I can't talk to. The top 8 to 10, I think. You one of them goofy ass people I can't talk to. Since when is quarterback wins a metric that just don't matter? It's about nothing. Since when? Since when has winning meant nothing? Excuse me? Boy, if you get your bitch ass about to fuck up out of here with that goofy shit, man. I don't understand. $100,000. Can you make some sense out of this, please, sir?
I can't. I mean, if we go by their logic, then Tom Brady isn't the so-called best quarterback ever, because Super Bowls don't matter. Don't you got to win those?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. God damn.
If I'm going off your whole logic, then I don't know who the best quarterback is. I don't know who the best receivers are because wins. We take this off of wins. And wins, the last time I checked, I'm sorry, it's not just a quarterback ain't the reason why you win. If Dak Prescott gets you to the 30-yard line and there's 2 seconds left in the game and Maher kicks that winning field goal, Maher won that game, not Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. I don't get it. Now, am I going to sit here and say, yo, Dak Prescott's the greatest thing since sliced bread? He's Aaron Rodgers. No.
He's not.
He's not Aaron Rodgers.
He's not.
I'm not saying that.
I don't even think he's great, but that don't matter.
Exactly.
But that don't matter.
Exactly. But he finds a way to win the ball. You gotta know when I gotta run this ball. You gotta know, switch this, go deep. You gotta know, I gotta use my leg. I gotta hit Beasley with a screen. He ain't on the team no more, but what up?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta know when to do these things. It takes a team. And the one thing that I don't like about these quarterbacks getting paid, do I want Dak Prescott to get his money? And a little bit. You need to understand you need people behind you. You need Zeke. You need Coops. You need that line.
Mm-hmm.
You need that line. You need these people. Should you get $30 million? No. Hell no. And it's because you need it. You need playmakers.
Yeah.
When we had this quote unquote receiver by committee, Dak Prescott, whenever he throws the ball to 6 different receivers, he wins the game. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Before Coop? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work.
Oh. And see, look. This $100,000. This the best part about it. This is the best part about it. We ain't even got to agree on this point. I say give Dak his 30. You ain't got to give Dak his 30. Cool, but we at least have some type of evidence or some type of stance of where we coming from. You know what I'm saying? We at least
exactly.
We ain't just blowing hot air. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Whenever Dak has talent around him, he goes to that next level.
Say wins don't matter.
You bring up 16. You bring up 16.
Mm-hmm.
Talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Great line.
Mm-hmm.
Dead. Oh, boom. Where we go?
Mm-hmm.
Playoffs, right?
Yeah.
The year after that, receiver by committee, or was it whatever? I don't know.
Zeke punched the
talent. Start to go down.
And look, I'll say this though, $100,000. I will say this though, even with that lack of talent, that motherfucker won 9 games though.
Oh, he did. Hey, hell yeah.
Even with that.
Hell yeah, he did.
Sure.
He did.
Sure.
He did. But he had receivers.
Sure.
He had receivers. Now let's go into a year where he ain't got no receivers. You had Zeke, but you ain't had no. All right, we're gonna give you your running back. We're gonna take your receivers away. Nothing.
Mm.
So what this tells you is, can Dak win without Zeke? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's shown it.
Sure.
But can Dak win without a receiver?
No, probably. Who knows? Probably not.
No.
But then to say that's why Coop getting his money. That's why Coop getting his bread. So shit.
Exactly. And that's why if you look at the receivers we got now, they're all big. You ain't got no little receivers. All your receivers you got is 6 feet or better. All the receivers you got now got big-ass arms to where Dak, okay, we know you're not accurate with the football, Dak. Just throw the ball. These receivers you got now can go up and get that ball.
$100,000. Let me say this. So you ain't trying to give Dak $30 million, right? But like let me word it like this. What if Dak was the 15th highest paid quarterback in the league? Would you feel better about that?
As long as it's not $30 million.
$100,000, you ain't listening. If Dak was the 15th, if he was the 15th most paid quarterback in the league, would you be cool with that? Right now he's the 32nd. But if he was the 15th most paid, would you be cool with that?
That's a loaded question, man. You trying to get me, man?
No. Just.
Yes, you are.
But people, on my last show, this what I did, right? Next year it's gonna be 5 guys making $35 million. Then it's another 5 guys that's gonna want paydays. Then after that, we got another crop of young guys that's gonna end up over 30, whether it's Baker, guys like Pat, guys like Watson or whatever. After 3 years, that gonna be like the 15th highest paid. That's gonna be a lick.
All right, let me explain this better. I don't give a damn how much that get paid, okay? As long as we could keep Zeke, as long as we could keep talent around Dak Prescott, that's all I care about.
You deserve Mark Sanchez.
Pay Dak Prescott $30 million and say, yo, Zeke, man, we can't pay you, dog, so you gotta go. Then I got an issue with that.
You deserve.
If we gotta pay Dak $30 million, and they say, all right, Coop, you want 18? Because Coop want 18. Coop, you want 18?
Coop.
We'll give you 16. We'll give you 16. We can't give you the 18, Coop. We could give you 16.
Coop never said. Coop never said he wants 18. That was something.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Who told you that? Who told you that?
I heard.
Ray told you that? That ain't facts. That ain't facts. Come on, man. Coop ain't say that. Listen, man. Listen, we don't know what Dak gonna get paid, but you got look, $100,000. You know this, man. We come from that same cloth. You got to pay the cost to do business. You got to pay the cost to do business.
I understand that. And if we gotta let somebody go, I'm cool with that too, as long as we keep that talent train coming in. Dak needs guys that's gonna say, all right, yo, Dak, you threw that ball a little bit more to the left. I gotta go get that.
Hey man. Good thing we draft so well. Good thing.
Ball's a little bit to the left. Come on, we seen them games, dog.
Good thing.
Seen them games.
Good thing we draft so well. Good thing we draft so well. Yeah.
Exactly.
So pay my quarterback is 30 and quit playing so damn much. Hey man, you look, man. Tell Ray to quit give you misinformation.
Yo, you sound like Mark Holmes, man.
I do not sound like Mark Holmes. Thanks for calling, $100,000. I do not.
Mark Holmes pissed me off, bro.
What he do,
dog? It sound like he's trying to get paid too. I'm like, listen, man.
Mark different, man. Mark
you
different.
Gotta pay Dak his money and sacrifice somebody else with talent from being here because you giving Dak money, I got a problem with that, bro. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, then don't say.
Around. We both agree with that.
Then I feel you. I feel you, but don't say nothing when we rolling Brian Hoyer out this thing, or we rolling Cooper Rush out this motherfucker, or some second round quarterback I ain't got faith in.
I don't want that. I don't want that. You know what? It's a double-edged sword.
It's not. It's not. Pay that man his money. I got to move on, $100,000. Appreciate it, dog.
All right, yo.
$100,000 crazy as hell. We going to win the Super Bowl, though. We know that. Dallas, what's good?
Hey, Voch. I seen the guy in here in a perfect time to talk about PFF.
Let's get it.
Also known as... That's my reaction when I hear their grades.
Gotcha.
Listen, you did a good breakdown on how moronic their takes are. I don't understand how you can start a basically analysis of player and say he is undoubtedly one of the best running backs in the league, and then say he's the 25th best running back in the league according to our grade.
But Dallas, what about that? What about that 0.119 missed tackle per rush?
I don't give a damn about their strange. Basically, we're not going to tell you how we grade, but just trust us metrics. Here's the problem I have with them, with their grading.
Sure.
Many times their grades come out for every single player, for every single play they claim, about 30 minutes after the game's over. How the hell do you do that? How do you grade a player without all 22 tape that doesn't come out until later on?
Totally agree.
Do you just have a bunch of people in front of TVs looking at one player each play? How are you going to grade an offensive lineman if the ball's thrown down the field and you don't see what they're doing? How are you going to grade a wide receiver to see if he's doing the correct blocking scheme for that play?
Sure.
Are you just going to judge the camera angle? And how do you actually know what the blocking scheme is? I have a question. If a offensive tackle gets tripped up by, I don't know, an inline tight end or something silly like that and falls on his face, is that on him or is that on the tight end? Or is that on them both? How do you know what the actual blocking scheme for a play is? How do you know a running back who might cut it out and gain 5 yards could have actually had a breakaway touchdown if he followed his lane that his offensive linemen were having and could have gone all the way for the touchdown?
Sure.
But they don't judge this apparently.
Sure.
I don't give a damn about their grades. I don't respect their grades. Their arguments are morons. Their elitism that they talk with is obnoxious.
That's my problem.
That makes me not want to listen to them.
That's my problem. The elitism. That's what the fact that they charging people money for this shit, and the fact that they actually have people getting into discussions with other football fans and starting their conversation with, according to PFF. That's my biggest problem with all this.
Oh, it's a complete scam just to get money and to get access to football locker rooms and everything.
Sure.
Listen, I'm not some caveman. I actually like sabermetrics. I believe in using sabermetrics. I wish the Cowboys would actually use them more like the Eagles and the Rams and other teams do. So we don't have Scott freaking Linehan having about 8 running plays that you can usually figure out by the formation and what players are in. Oh, Noah Brown's in. Okay, they're going to run it to Noah Brown's side. Sure. Thank Christ Scott Linehan's gone.
Sure.
Another issue is, and you pointed out, hypocrisy annoys me. How do you have mention of talent for Dak and Zeke, and yet ignore that with every other player?
And Dallas, I'm not making this up. It was all on the screen. Everybody saw it, and I was appalled.
I've said this before. Put Dak with Sean McVay in Los Angeles, where he has Todd Gurley and wide receivers, and he has Sean McVay calling plays, and put Jared Goff, you can put him with Zeke and even Amari Cooper, but put him with Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan. I have a feeling that Jared Goff does worse than Dak has been doing. I have a feeling that Dak will do better with Sean McVay than Jared Goff has been doing. But apparently they don't consider having probably the worst offensive coordinator in the entire league, where 2 years in a row, people who actually know analytics and explain their process has found that the Cowboys were the most predictable team 2 years in a row. And it just blows my mind.
I understand. I feel you.
And after last year, where I think Jeff freaking Driscoll had some games as good as Andy Dalton, I'm not even talking about talent. How do you justify Andy Dalton's grade being above Dak's, being 7 spots above Dak?
They don't have a metric in place. They winging that shit. That's what's going on. That's why.
Well, that's why I said, how do you have these grades 30 minutes after a game when you don't have time to go back and watch the game again, much less see all 22?
Sure.
It's a scam. And you have that idiot in the group, Dean Bush, constantly pushing PFF. I think he works for him. His only job in the group is to literally push it and scam for them and to shield for them. And like, oh no, the grades are right. The grades make sense. No, the hell they don't. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't name 24 running backs in the league better than Zeke.
Okay.
Hell, as another person posted in the group last year, Xavier Woods wasn't as good last year as the previous years, but he was ranked 101st. Name me 100 cornerbacks better than Xavier Rhodes last year. Right. You might be able to get 25. You might be able to get 35. I doubt you're going to get 100. But it's so arbitrary. It's so, and I think it's also they use it to basically justify their preconceived notions, because it's all just from your gut when you're giving a grade. PFF actually has some actual analytics where they break down a quarterback's passer rating based on route, talk about a wide receiver's effectiveness on a route, talk about blocking schemes for certain running backs, actual measurable analytics. Instead of putting human beings on a TV screen without all 22 and just watching a play and going, this is my grade for that play arbitrarily. I don't know what actually was going on that play, but I think that left tackle got a good block. I couldn't really see it. Man,
it's just so wild to me, and they actually charge people $10 a month for this mess. The Athletic,
the Athletic is the best source of sports writers that I've found, where there's beat writers and national writers for every single team for every single sport. That's $20 a year, but these fools expect me to pay the same amount in 2 months. Then I can get Dane Brugler's breakdowns, Bob Strum's breakdowns, Frank Isola's breakdowns, a bunch of other people's breakdowns.
And y'all know for less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can support Voch Lombardi for bringing y'all this hot ass fire when I get some all 22 film. You know what I'm saying? Just tell them, talk to them.
Oh, I think everyone should try to support you. I had to go back in because my debit card got scammed, so I had to replace it. But I'm back in now. Mm-hmm. And listen, we need actual people who scout film. I know you don't get along with everyone, but you know what? We need to get you with Brett Coleman, with Samuel Gold, with Arnold. We need to get a giant round table of people who actually watch film to break these players down instead of having these fools try to do it for us.
Sure, I totally agree. And something that I don't want to, try to force anybody to, to do something that they don't want to do. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of sort of working on that, building a coalition of film watchers for 32 teams. Now I don't have a big backing, and all that kind of stuff, but hey man, I'm just gonna do what I do and try to boom boom boom. But Dallas, let me move on to the next caller real fast though, bro. I got 30 people real fast.
Let me help you real quick. For about 20 seconds. Is that good?
Go ahead.
Everyone listening in the chat and on the video.
Sure.
Are you on the streets? Do you have a child that you can't put food on the table for? Are you trying to get by on your next student loan or your next rent, and you cannot spare a single dollar? If so, save that dollar and try to survive. Yeah. If not, what the hell?
Right.
Just donate at least $1, maybe $2,
right? That's
or $5.
Right.
And if we all did that, Voch would have enough to be able to do this content every month.
Damn. Appreciate it, Dallas. You're a real one, dog. Salute to you, bro. High five. There you go, man. Yes, sir. Oh man. Yeah, man. That's PayPal, Voch63 at gmail.com is on the screen and all that. But hey man, however y'all want to help, man. I'm just thankful to have y'all in here, man, congregating and all that good stuff, man. Let's see what Brandon talking about. Brandon, what's good?
What's going on, Chief?
Man, Doski Woski, man. What you got for my show, dog?
Man, I haven't held Pro Football Focus in high regard since last year's draft.
Sure.
They had
Maurice Hurst as the number one graded player. Look, this is what they try to do to clean that shit up. Listen, they had Hurst as their highest graded player, like at all together, and Colton Miller was their number one tackle or whatever. Right?
Appreciate it, dog. Yeah.
Man, get out the hood. Get out the hood while you on my show, man. What the hell? Don't be doing.
My bad, man.
Don't be doing dope trans. Don't be doing dope.
No.
Don't Doing dope transactions on the phone.
I actually did something for my podcast. I bought some autographed player merch, and I had to drop a signed helmet off to somebody.
Oh shit, man! I thought you was doing a drug transaction on my damn show.
Oh no. Not on the show. That's an indictment, bro.
They had Maurice Hurst as their number one graded guy, like all together, right? And then as the season kept going on or whatever, they was like, oh boy, Maurice Hurst, he got a couple pressures here and he got a sack, and you know he's probably one of the best defenders on that Raider defense. Raiders ain't got nobody playing defense. Shit, they got Voch, Brandon, and goddamn Stephanie playing defense in Oakland, and they was trying to clean that shit up, man. And I just don't like all that tomfoolery, man. I don't like all that tomfoolery, man. But whatever.
What's worse is look at their top 10 receivers for last year, like prospects.
Mm-hmm.
They had Marcel Aitman as number 7.
Let him fly.
They had Cedric Wilson in the top 5. Don't get me wrong, Cedric Wilson's a Cowboy. I like him.
Sure.
He was not Calvin Ridley was not in their top 10.
Nope.
Yeah, it was trash. And their reasoning for it was like Marcel Aitman, for example. They said his contribution on this particular route was so high that he had to be rated in their top 10. It was ridiculous.
Bro.
And he's on the street now.
You know, man, people can put faith into whatever metric they want to put faith in, dog. But boy, get that goofy ass stuff up out of here. What do you think about it? What do you think about Ezekiel Elliott's 0.119 broken tackle per rush rating? What do you think about that?
Do you see 0.199 on the field?
I see Zeke running through people.
I honestly think that they don't watch the game because the eye test does not show that. It's absolutely ridiculous. To say that there are 25 people, not even under 25, to say that there are 25 people in the league that are better than him is I'm gonna pull in my TI bag right quick. It's erroneous.
I was flabbergasted. Do that shit boy, they put that shit up expeditiously. I wasn't even ready. I feel you.
Oh my goodness. The falsehoods that they have portrayed has
the goddamn duplicity.
The unequivocal falsehoods that they have displayed.
Brad, I tell you what, just because you can say the word, don't mean you can spell it. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, man, but it's wild though, man. And I wasn't even mad, but they lost me at the whole. If you want to bring up quarterback wins, don't even talk to me, and that shit hurt my soul.
Absolutely. I can even understand if they worded it this way. If they worded it in the way that I'm about to say, then I could understand it. If they were to say, if you take those wins away, how do you feel about that?
Shit,
if they worded it that way, then that would be kind of like a way to promote discussion, and I could partly understand that.
You know, that's like
that the wins don't matter. It's ridiculous.
You know, that's like if they said if Zeke was slow and he fumbled every play, then he wouldn't be good. Like clearly. So you know.
But to ask the people, how would you feel if that stat was not there? That would be better. That would give them some sort of ground to stand on, some sort of credibility. But to just say it doesn't matter, that's subjective.
Sure.
It's not objective.
Sure.
It's trash, man.
Yeah, man. I'm not going. I don't want to harp on it too much, man. I just want people to be aware of, of what they getting into. You know what I'm saying? Just be aware and don't just pull that shit out. Just don't pull out an argument like that shit makes you right. Like it just means you read them. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, man. But man, Andy Dalton is so much better than Dak, man. Andy Dalton is a top 15 quarterback, man. How does that make you feel?
Man, I'm about to hang up on this phone call, man. I'm just about to get up there.
He's a top 10.
I ain't got time, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, my God. All right, peace.
Yeah. Goodness. Okay, we've been doing this for a minute. So this is what I want to do. Phone's done. Let me wrap the phones up. I'm going to address my super chats. And I'm going to get into the chat box and see what y'all are talking about. Just some Q&A, just whatever y'all want to talk about. We can do that for another 5 to 10. We can wrap this thing up. Tom Kills Jerry. Thanks for the super chat, sir. He says PFF is summertime swamp garbage. And let me just tell you how I met you halfway there, Tom. Like, you wrote out garbage, but I know in the back of your mind, you said garbage, so I put garbage for you. PFF is summertime swamp garbage. Appreciate it, sir. And he also says hydrate, and I was sipping my water the whole time. B-Wee, he dropped a dime in there. He says, so glad to hear you say this about PFF. Been getting so angry with how they label Zeke as average and Dak as below average. They had Zeke ranked like 30 at running back, and some stats they use F, PFF, NDA. That mean. But yeah, you're right. Salute. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Cajun Cowboy, what's happening from New Orleans? Cowboys family. What's happening, famo? And Sammy Gay dropped another 2, and he said, real talk. Salute to you too, brother man. And I don't even want to get too deep in that list, man, because just think about the list. Think about the Cowboy players that's under 25 that I feel really great about. You know, like Dak, Zeke, Cooper, Van Der Esch, and Jalen Smith. You know, like all those guys are under 25. I think Cheeto is too, but I can't put him up there. But all those guys are under 25 years old. I don't know, man. They can't put them all up there, but shouts out to everybody in the chat box, man. Y'all help me vent and come down from this thing. Y'all help me come down from my anger. Let's see. Who will have more tackles, Jalen or Van Der Esch? Hey, man, that's a Cleo Lombardi question. I'll ask him when I see him. Nobody talking about Miss Scouting Pro fighting somebody. It wasn't a mistake for him to quote 2 people as sources that he's never met. This is why some YouTubers run into issues, especially Cowboys YouTube. Miss Scouting Pro, what we done now? What we done now, sweetheart? What's the problem, Miss Scouting Pro? What done we done? What done we done? Everybody rides Pat Mahomes, and the S word is ridiculous. Well, Pat is fantastic. Say that. Pat is fantastic. Any questions? Y'all got anything? Y'all got anything? Only channel you beat me, Pat, and the other maybe. Anything else? What it do, Pat? What's good, OG Pat? Coolin'. Dak turned 26 in July. Cool. 25 today. 25 today. Just because I can see your birthday don't mean it's here yet. Shit. Who you got, Voch? Bucks or Raptors? I don't really watch basketball like that, but I'll be watching though. I'm about to tune in a little bit. Running backs objectively don't matter. All right, bro. Do you think we'll be able to generate more turnovers this year? I think with more pass rush, we'll be able to get some more turnovers. So, yeah, I think so. Plus, if we score more points like I think we will, we'll also get some more turnovers because we'll force the offense to play, the other team's offense to play a little more aggressively. So, yeah, sure. I think so. Still on Skyrim. I still occasionally play a lot of Skyrim. I've been playing Red Dead online. Played that today and yesterday. I was playing NCAA 2014 on Xbox 360. So now I went and bought Madden 25. Got it like $5 on eBay or whatever. So I've been doing the whole transfer draft class joint on there. So, you know. Voch, not you. You. I get what you're saying, Miss Scout Pro. I'm not a reporter that I don't have. So yeah, I got you, Miss Scout Pro. I got you. The damn autocorrect caught you slipping, but I got it. Okay, Voch, we'll see how good Patrick will be this season. I mean, we ain't betting. I just like Pat. I just like Pat. What's good, Voch? What's up, Josh? Cool. Doski Woski. You think Gallup gonna do it this year? Yep. he's gonna do it. Yes, sir. What's your top 5 front sevens in the NFC? If I had them on paper, I'd know. If I had it in front of me, I'd know, but I ain't got it on paper. Voch, thoughts on Titus Howard? He got some feet, but he's gonna, he's not a complete player yet as far as physically and all that. I wish he was a little stronger, and I wish the competition that he played was a little better. But solid feet. Oh, goodness, man. Steph, when are you going to do a live stream talking about music and stuff? I'll do one this weekend, Steph. I'll do one. What's today? Wednesday? I'll do one this weekend. Voch, any bold predictions? Nope. I hate bold predictions. I don't really do it. All right, y'all. Appreciate it. I just re-uploaded the Senior Bowl because the Illuminati hit me on the Senior Bowl, and I think it'll be a dope little exercise for everybody to take a look at the Senior Bowl players that they drafted and to kind of look at it with a little more context. Like when we look at the Senior Bowl at first, it was kind of whatever, just a lot of guys running around the field, but it's for everybody, but it's especially if you're a Cowboys fan. We got Tony Pollard, who was a Senior Bowl guy. You can watch him in the Senior Bowl run between the tackles and run over people. Who else is a Senior Bowl guy? I got Tristan Wendling, Michael Jackson, Joe Jackson maybe was there. Michael maybe was there. I don't know. Well, yeah, check out the Senior Bowl. Check out the Senior Bowl stuff. So you can have a little context of what we were talking about. Y'all hold down for the Doski Woski, man. Don't forget the Patreon, more important than food and water, but I think the PayPal is more important than that because Patreon be taking 30% or whatever. We can't. No, the Patreon take 5%. The Super Chat take 30%. PayPal, everything go to me. Anyway, y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski. The Peasky Whiskey is free, man. Until next time, salute. Peace. Y'all hold it down now. Don't forget my merch. That's another good way to support me, too. Go copy you a shirt or something. About to go watch this basketball game. Now I'm going.